Hello dear students, Jai Swaminarayan. Today we are going to start our chapter number 9, that is coordination compounds. This chapter is very important for your future studies as well as in this board examination. This chapter is based on complexes. Coordination compound means complexes. Complexes are seen in a square bracket. First of all, we are going to differentiate these two words, double salt and complex. Double salt as well as complexes both are made up of two or more than two compounds. Both are named as double salt and complexes. So what are the major difference in between these two words? When you see in the compounds like FeSO4 into NH4 twice SO4 into 6H2O, this compound is known as ferrous ammonium sulfate. Okay, and this compound K4FeCN6, which is written in a square bracket. When you see like this dot 6H2O, dot 24H2O, dot 2H2O, this type of compounds are known as double salt. And when you see in the compounds like K4FeCN6 with this type of square bracket is known as complexes. This is a basic difference. Now second point, when we add this ferrous ammonium sulfate into water for the dissolution, at that time this salt is ionized into positive as well as negative ion. But when we are adding this complex FeSO4 into K4FeCN6 into water, that will not dissociate into positive and negative ion. Okay, so double salt is dissolved in water and separated out into positive and negative ion, but complexes are not ionizable in water, means you cannot separate this Fe plus ion and Cn minus ion. Another example of this double salt, you can take K2SO4 into Al2SO4 thrice into 24H2O. This compound is known as potash alum. Okay, so this is the basic difference of double salt and complex. You must know this difference. Now this chapter's first theory, which can be asked into 3 marks, and this is the most important theory. This Werner is a Swiss chemist scientist. This Werner proposed the concept of primary valency as well as secondary valency, and this Werner experiment with this cobalt chloride and ammonium complexes. When Werner adding cobalt chloride and ammonia into each other in a beaker, he noted that this cobalt chloride and ammonia can form various types of complexes. COCl3 into 6NH3. We can also write this as CONH36 into Cl3. This complex is written like CONH36 into Cl3. In this second example, CONH35. Now what you can do, there is a presence of a 3 chloride. First chloride is go inside the square bracket and the color will change. Color is changed from yellow to purple. This complex is Cl2. Now only one chloride is present on outer side of the square bracket and your color is green or violet, or you can say bluish green color. So Werner proposed the theory of primary valency and secondary valency. In this primary valency, we only considered metal ion, and as a secondary valency we considered only ligands. And yes students, metal ion is always contains positive charge, and in this ligand category the ligand may be negative ion or also a neutral ligand. Okay, so this is the basic difference of primary valency and secondary valency. Metal ion and ligands both are present in a square bracket. Okay, so we can say that in between square bracket quantities are known as complex entities, and outside from the bracket whichever thing is present is known as counter ion. Again, metal and ligands which are present into the square bracket is known as complex entities, and which things are present from outer side of the bracket is known as counter ion. Now Werner gives the postulates for this theory. The first point of this postulate is Werner proposed two types of linkages, primary and secondary linkages are present. Linkages, or we can say that valencies. The second point is primary valency, that is our metal ion. Primary valency can be satisfied by only negative ion, and this primary valency is ionizable. Again, primary valency means our metal ion which is always in a positive nature, that will satisfied by negative ion, and the primary valency are always ionizable because they contains positive charge or positive ion. Secondary valency over here, secondary valency is always maybe negative or neutral. So we can say that secondary valency can be satisfied by positive as well as neutral ligand, and this secondary valency is non-ionizable. You cannot further divide these ligands. Okay, and in fourth postulates Werner said that when this type of linkages are arranged in a special arrangement, and after the special arrangement of ligands we can get any shape like square planar, then hexagonal, then trigonal, bipyramidal. This type of arrangement is known as polyhedra. Linkages in a special arrangement leads to proper geometry is known as polyhedra, and you can add the last point as counter ion. This counter ion is known as ions which are present outer side of the square bracket is known as counter ion. Okay, so this theory can be asked into 3 marks. Again, Werner, which is a Swiss chemist, is experiment with cobalt chloride and ammonia complexes. He tried different type of complexes. He will get different types of colors, yellow, purple and green and violet. These complexes are written in this different method. Again, the second thing Werner did, that when Werner add excess quantity of AgNO3, then Werner will get 3 moles of AgCl in a salt manner, PPTS of AgCl with this complex 3 mole, with this complex 2 mole, and with this complex 1 mole of AgCl precipitates will carried out in the beaker, but with excess quantity of silver nitrate. When silver nitrate is added into this complex, Werner get 3 moles of AgCl, when in this complex Werner got 2 moles of AgCl, and after that 1 mole of AgCl. After this discussion, primary valency and secondary valency. Primary valency is known as metal ion and secondary valency is known as ligand. Ligand can be negative or neutral ion, and metal ion is always in a positive charge. And these are the postulates. You have to write these 4 postulates, and after that there is a discussion of counter ion and complex entities, and in the starting we discuss about double salt and complexes. Okay, now our next topic, ligands and its classification. See, in your textbook there is no information about classification. There is only detail about the ligand, but we are going to discuss this classification in detail because this is very important to understand. What do you mean by ligands? Ligands donates the electron pair to the metal ion. Not only single electron but electron pair will be donated by ligands to metal ion. So we can denote this metal and ligand relation with this M arrow towards the metal ion and ligand. This ligand classified into unidentate, then bidentate or didentate. The third one is tridentate, and after that polydentate. In this unidentate ligand will give 1 electron pair to metal ion. This bidentate will give 2 electron pair. Tridentate will donate 3 electron pair, and polydentate ligands will donate more than 3 electronic pair. The example of unidentate ligand is majority 90% of ligands are unidentate or monodentate, means Cn minus, Pr minus, I minus, Cn minus, NH3, H2O. This all type of ligands contains one electron pair which is donated towards the metal ion. But in this bidentate category, we can take En and C2O4 minus 2. This En is a neutral ligand and En is an organic compound. This En means ethane 1,2 diamine, and this is a oxalate ion. Now this Pt, we are taking one example, Pt En2 and the charge is +2. This En, ethane 1,2 diamine, is a neutral ligand. So Pt is a center metal ion and arrow towards the platinum metal. Now, what is the structure of ethane 1,2 diamine? The normal structure of ethane 1,2 diamine is CH2, CH2, NH2 and NH2. This amine has a separate electron pair. So this one En can donate these two electronic pair to the metal ion. So we can write over here NH2, NH2, and the linkage is like this on right hand side, and same as on left hand side there is a presence of CH2 and also CH2, and this closed structure from this end to this end. When ligand forms a closed structure with a metal ion is known as chelate, which is known as chelate. When the loop-like structure or closed structure will form with metal ion by ligand. Now another example is oxalate ion. In this oxalate ion, CrOX2, and we will get -2 charge. In this chromium, there is again 4 arrows, and this oxalate ion can be written as this oxygen and this oxygen will donate 2 electron pairs to the metal ion. So we can draw over here OOC and we are going to show this charge like, or you can also draw a proper square bracket. This type of bidentate ligand and linkages we can draw in this complex structures. Same in tridentate ligand. Just you have to add in a tridentate ligand PTN. PTN means propane 1,2,3 triamine, and the structure of this PTN this one PTN contains 3 electronic pair, and this 3 electronic pair will donate towards the platinum metal ion. First ligand is in this manner and the second ligand is on left hand side. So this is the classification of bidentate and tridentate ligand, and in this polydentate ligand we are going to discuss about EDTA. Example is EDTA, ethylene diamine tetraacetate, which is the full form of EDTA. And this EDTA can be written as CH2CH2N on both the sides, and 2 hands on right hand side and 2 hands on left hand side. CH2C minus, CH2C minus, 2 acetates on right hand side and these 2 acetates on left hand side. This is known as ethylene diamine tetraacetate. So this is the classification of ligand and the basic information about ligand. What ligand donates towards the metal ion. Okay, thank you.